Hi, I'm Jeremy. I did the Shoshone tribe. And an interesting fact is in the background of this video, I thought it'd be cool to add some Shoshone authentic music. So the music you're hearing is made from flutes, rattles, drums, and elderberry wands, and an instrument called the tom-tom, which are all authentic Shoshone instruments that they used in dance and ritual, which I thought would be cool to add to this video. So in this video, we will explore how the United States Army, the Mormons, the Blackfeet, and the Crow changed the Shoshone life and moved them west. So as a background to Shoshone culture and life, the Shoshone people mostly ate berries, roots, pine nuts, rabbits, and buffalo meat. They were nomads, you can see by the teepees. This photo was taken in 1870 in Wyoming. They were nomadic. They moved from place to place searching for food. And their ownership of the house was done by one male. They would have a tribe leader. As with most tribes, he was the most powerful person. He decided where the Shoshone would move next and who their enemies were. Because of greed to conquer as much land as possible, United States expansionism forced the Shoshone people further west, limiting their resources and suppressing their native culture and power, while pushing them into heated conflicts with rival tribes that were designed as a doctrine of mutual assured destruction by the United States. So the reason I used the term mutual assured destruction, that was a term from the Cold War where the Soviets in the United States, if they were to ever have war, they would both be completely destroyed. Now, the idea behind this with the Indians, how I related it, was if there is an outside force controlling the Soviets and the United States, wanting them both to destroy each other, then that outside force would be happy because there would be no more of those two forces. So the outside force in this situation is the United States, because the United States doesn't want Shoshone to be alive, and they don't want Cree to be alive, or Crow, and they also don't want the Blackfoot to be alive, or the Lakota. So if they cause war between some of them, then all of them will die, which is what the United States wants, because the United States wants as much land and power. So this map excludes the Furnace Creek Reservation, which is the main Shoshone reservation for the Western Shoshone people. Now the Shoshones, which are represented in the red blob, were split into three different nations: the Western, the Eastern, and the Northern. Now the Southerners moved along Texas, and they became the Comanche. I illustrated the Paiute in blue, the Lakota in green, and the yellow dot is Fort Hall, which is the current reservation for the other half, the Shoshone people. It's in Idaho, it's in the middle of nowhere. And moving on. Now the eastern edge of that red blob of the Shoshone territory was mostly where the border wars happened between the Blackfoot, the Crow, Lakota, and other tribes. See, the United States government was a huge issue for the Shoshone, especially in the Snake War from 1864 to 1868. While the United States was occupied with the Civil War, they also had to fight the Snake Wars against the Shoshone and the Bannock people over territory, land, and food, and power. Now, moving on, in 1876, the Shoshone fought alongside the Americans, thinking that in the Battle of Rosebud, the enemies of the Lakota and the Cheyenne would be worse to own their land than the United States, which ended up being a mistake. The Shoshone should have allied with the Lakota, even if it's a different culture, and fought the United States together, as they would have been a more powerful force for the Indian culture compared to the colonization culture. Murder from the United States to the Shoshone people was common, especially in the Bear River Massacre in 1863, when an estimated 350 to 500 Shoshone women and children were killed at their camp. Also, the 1879 a band of approximately 300 Western Shoshones were killed in the Indian Wars involved against the United States when the United States Army swept through there and killed many. So an unlikely leader to the Shoshone people was Brigham Young, the leader of the Mormon movement. Now, after one of the massacres at Bear Hill, Brigham Young allowed many Shoshone people to convert to Mormonism to help improve the Mormon movement. Now, as of the 2000 census, 12,300 Shoshone Indians exist, and their reservation system puts many of those Indians in different locations around the western United States, including Nevada and California. However, problems in the reservation system include poor education, drug addiction, as seen by the picture. It's common that Indians will resort to drugs known as crystal methamphetamine to relieve some of the problems on the reservation, as there's huge poverty, 23% below national average. Because of the United States' western expansion, the Shoshone tribe was suppressed both religiously and culturally.